Hello, my name is Michael Roberts, and today I'd like to talk about modern innovations and advancements in home recording technology. It's a very great likelihood that every single one of you has heard recorded music at one time or another, most likely more times than could ever be counted, whether it be on the radio, television, or even in cinema. Today's discussion deals not only with how it came to be that you, the listener, have been given this privilege of hearing these music recordings throughout your life, but how you, musicians and non-musicians alike, now have your own personal opportunity to record such music right in the comfort of your own homes. The Nashville Songwriters Association has a slogan that says, "It all starts with a song." Now, this is easy for me to agree with because obviously, without a song, there'd be nothing to hear and enjoy. But unless you're attending a live performance of the song, there's still nothing to hear and enjoy. And for those of us who have ever listened to music from the comfort of our living rooms, vehicles, and even in the background at our local department stores, we have the recording industry to thank for this. The first recorded music ever, historically, dates back to the very early 1900s. As the decades progressed, technology advanced its way right up to vinyl records, 8-track tape, cassette tape, CDs, and now digital downloads. And these are available on a multitude of websites such as the well-known iTunes. These vinyl records, tapes, CDs, and downloads are all forms of media utilized for listening to recorded music. But with these advancements in the listening media came also the advancements in the recording equipment used for capturing the songs of the artists and songwriters. The often heard phrase, "Okay, we're rolling," referred to magnetic tape on reel-to-reel recording machines, much like the old home movie projectors with revolving tape reels used by our elders. While reel-to-reel machines are still used in professional recording studios for that warm sound, that traditional sound of the 50s, 60s, and 70s, make no mistake about it, they are no longer necessary. The digital domain has taken over the industry for its clarity as well as its ease of use in the editing process of music production. And it's this so-called digital domain that brings me directly to the point of today's discussion. When we speak of digital technology, what we're talking about is the binary number system. Essentially, it's a bunch of zeros and ones. This is the language computers use to transmit and receive data. But I would not dare take the risk of boring you to tears by going into detail on the intricacies of the technology itself. Instead, I'd simply like to illustrate how this technology brings the creation and recording of music right into our homes where all of us can enjoy this process. Now about the process. Other than having a microphone and a few musical instruments at our disposal, there are only a couple of items needed to make this musical journey possible. One, you need a computer. Today's computer, whether you have a laptop or desktop model, are all so advanced in data storage, processing power, and memory, most every single model gets the job done. The second thing you'd need is the actual recording software itself. There are many to choose from. Pro Tools, Sonar, and Logic are three very popular ones, Pro Tools being the one used in most professional recording studios. In fact, it has become the industry standard application. And lastly, you need a hardware music interface that connects your musical instruments or microphone to the computer, usually by the FireWire port or USB port in the back of your computer. And that's essentially it. What's interesting about this is how it helps professionals as well as the common user. In the past, we've all heard stories of how those lucky ones in the music industry, you know the ones I'm talking about, the Rolling Stones, U2, Bon Jovi, and a host of others. They release an album, go on the road, tour and promote the album, and use the travel time between cities on the tour buses to write songs for the next album they intend to record once the tour is complete. Believe it or not, a recording artist's work is never done. But now with this technology, they're able to complete the tour, go home to their families for some much needed rest, and when duty calls yet again, they begin to record their particular parts in the home studios. Now what I mean by this is the guitar player records his guitar part, he then emails the song file, no different than attaching a Word document to a personal email, to the other band members so they too can record their individual parts. And before they know it, a tangible recorded song now exists that they can be listened to on CD players or iPods. Now granted, the record labels invest millions of dollars into these artists and ultimately require that they come together in a professional setting with highly trained engineers and producers whose job is to ensure that the songs come together in a very marketable way for public release. But my point is that the initial stages of music creation and production could be done separately from different cities, from different countries even, by these musicians, having never stepped foot into the same room to produce them. And this doesn't only apply to musicians. Actors doing voiceover work in animated films have been known to record their voices in this way. It is said that Eddie Murphy did some of the voiceovers while portraying Donkey in the Shrek films from his home studio. In my opinion, this innovation can only be described as incredible. I regret that time constraints of today's discussion don't allow for a more thorough look into this home recording world, but I truly hope that I have provided some enlightenment on the subject, and for those of you who go on to pursue home recording for yourselves, I wish you much joy and success in your pursuits. I'm very grateful for your time. Thank you very much.